Now 360 Railslide is a kind of bonus feature on the system, and it's a really risky and difficult aerial cut, so you should think twice about performing it somewhere, because oftentimes you'll drop cards, and I don't really like this flourish. That's why the performance was kind of sloppy. It was the only good take I had where I really completed the flourish. But yeah, to start, it actually starts the same as 00.327.0000. You break off a small part of the packet in your left hand, or just drop it. Then you come over with your right hand and take another smaller packet, but not too small, and split it off with your index finger, and you turn it over. I'm not going deeper into this because you can just watch the tutorial for 00.327.0000 or 2. And then you split this packet, but instead of doing this motion, you drop the packet in your right hand into your, you really drop it in your hand instead of holding it in a straddle grip. Again. After you separated this, you drop this packet like this, and this packet in the middle is just resting on your fingertips, so you can actually turn it over because it's just lying on these fingertips. You can turn it over and place it like this on top of your thumb. Again, just drop this and then turn this packet around and drop it on your thumb. Like this. Then you're going to do a Charlier cut in your left hand. Just a normal Charlier cut, and then you're going to throw the packet in your right hand on top or inside the Charlier cut. Again, split this, separate those cards, and separate this packet, pull outwards, drop this in your hand. It's really easy if you do it fast, so try to practice it. Then you just lay this on your thumb, do a Charlier cut, and drop it in there by just applying a bit of, or just move your right hand like this. And because it's laying on your thumb, it shouldn't be too hard to throw the packet. And after you're done, you close the Charlier and catch it with your ring finger underneath and your middle finger on top, kind of like in Molecule 3. And you're going to rotate this like Revolution 2. And now your right hand moves underneath your left hand, and your left hand is going to throw this packet. You can either do 180 degrees or 180 and 360, so just 1.5 complete rotations. It's really up to you. It depends on how much pressure you apply, but it's easier to do 180 degrees. So just catch it like this, rotate it, and for the throw, your ring finger is still curled underneath, your middle finger is curled underneath, and your ring finger and pinky, or only your ring finger, applies pressure. And you just release the pressure on your ring finger to catch the packet. And that's kind of one of the hardest parts of the flourish, because, or personally I think it's the hardest of the 3 aerials, but it depends. Again, drop this, chalier, throw it in, rotate this one, and apply pressure. And that was almost 360 degrees, and that shouldn't happen because then it's face up and you want it face down. And yeah, you need to practice this motion. And after you caught this packet, you need to do a deck flip with your right hand, 360 degrees in the same motion, and you need to catch it with your left hand. This is also, well, some people think that's the hardest part because you're not really used to doing a deck flip in your right hand. And yeah, but that's why you should make this packet a bit small and also this a bit smaller and the 2 in the middle bigger, because then the last packet of the cut will be rather small. Also this one will be smaller, and I think personally that throwing smaller packets is a bit easier than bigger ones. That's just me, because if you compare them, this one is now this big and that's rather almost a whole deck. And just do a deck flip by applying pressure with your index finger, pulling down with your thumb and middle finger, and releasing your middle and ring finger to bring this packet on top. And like I said, the whole flourish is pretty risky to perform because of its 3 aerial moves, so you should think twice about performing it somewhere. But yeah, the things you would have to practice the most are the throw from the Revolution 2, not to throw it 360 degrees. Sounds not that hard, but it actually is, because you're used to throwing things 360 degrees, like in the most Dan and Dave cuts. Like in 360 Spider, you're just used to throwing it to 360 degrees, but there you really need to throw it 180 or yeah, just 1.5 rotations. And also the deck flip in the right hand is pretty, well, I think it's easier than the Revolution 2 throw. And also you should put an eye on your hand movements, or where your hands are. You really need to put them over cross and just bring it on top. Yeah, and that's basically it.